Welcome back everybody to my channel. Hi, I'm Rizba the Blade, your personal mining guru. But today we're not gonna talk about mining again, we are gonna talk about our good friend Wikelo. It's a lot of things to discuss, so let's get into it and not waste your time. So first, reputation. I'm gonna just quickly explain how to fill up your reputation full to the third level, and we're gonna use Chris's GBG data. This is Google Documents, Google datasheet, and here you can actually see it has Wikelo sheet. So he made a great collection of documents together, not just for the reputation and for Wikelo, and also for other stuff. So if we click here on Wikelo, you're gonna see all types of things, which was going through the time, but the last three things are 4.5 changes, right? And you have here also reputation. So you're gonna put on reputation first, and now you can see here how much in number it gives you the each vehicle or armor or a weapon when you make, how much it gets you, right? How much reputation. And what I was doing, it's basically almost only two things, and this is I'm gonna show you right now. See where it says Noxy mod and where it says curious weapon. So for weapons you get the lowest, it's only 10 reputation. For the Noxy and the other one, the pulse, so this is two bikes, right? So with these two bikes, for each you're getting 20, right? But the problem with bikes is that you cannot give them away. So if you're gonna make like 50 or 100 bikes, you're gonna have 50 or 100 bikes list of only bikes in your console when you're spawning ships, right? So I did just like, let's say around 7-8 of them, not more Noxes, Nox bikes, and then I make curious weapon. So curious weapon, it's the boom tube. So boom tube, you see it here, you need one dual plating and one dual metals and normally one boom tube. And I was having like 60 or 70 of them from the previous patch, and they were not deleted because we were doing a lots of QV stations, in the Nix missions, and I was always taking them. I was thinking maybe I'm gonna sell them. It's like railgun, something like that. So people gonna maybe give lots of money for this. So I was not even thinking about that. That's going to be in actual reputation list, but it was. So I did around almost 80 of those boom tubes, because if you wanna loot one dual plating in metal, you're gonna get around 8 of the maximum together from each mission. So you can do like 2-3 boom tubes, right? It's not always the same number of each, like 4-4, something is like 5-3, it's not the same, but you can do let's say 1 to 2 boom tubes from the mission, right? So I was also buying this stuff, trading this stuff, and just keep grinding it so I can make reputation with that. But the problem with that is that you need to be driving with the car from freight elevator to the place where you need to click on the mission at Wikelo. And this is so tedious, so annoying, that we were doing that for like 2-3 hours. I was having my guy from my work driving me back and forth to do that stuff. So it's just ridiculous, but this is how we did it, right? And this is the boom tube. You can see it here. It has this like plating on the sides from Wandel, and also Noxy mod. You see here, that's the Nox. Actually I can put it directly. Yeah, it's just showing you all the ships now. So we were doing that, right? But only like 6-7 times, because you need 4 Wikelo favors. So this is more expensive. For Pulse you also need 4 Wikelo favors, right? And here you can see all the ships which you can get at WIKELO right now. If you see these white skins, so it's a 4 ships who have these white skins with these like circles on their wings. You know, it's like a circle dissected on 4 exact pieces with 2 black pieces and 2 yellow pieces, right? So the 4 ships who have that is Ion, Inferno, you have A2, right, the Hercules, and you have Prowler Utility. So these ships are connected, I mean these skins on these ships, to the Palatino armors, the WIKELO one, that white one, which you can see at WIKELO and you can get at WIKELO if you find the Palatino normal default armor, right, in the boxes. So it's not special skins. I personally don't like them too much, but I just want to say that they're connected, right, to these Palatino armors. I also gonna show you guys here where you can see, you know, your WIKELO reputation. But the one most important thing is that you need to know you can't see the recipes, you know, and everything anymore in your mobiGlass. So you need to go to actual station of WIKELO, doesn't matter which one, and you need to on foot or with the car go to the places where you can click on the displays for each separate, you know, ship, gun, armor, doesn't matter what you want. So this is how it works now. And also doing WIKELO favors or Polaris bits, so whatever is in front, you know, on the sides of the freight elevator, it doesn't count as a reputation. So you really need to go that further away inside the actual WIKELO store, inside the hangar, and only these things are gonna be for your reputation to grow up. So now it's time to pull up the Idris, right? So I have all the stuff and you see us here gathering in the WIKELO Kinga station in Stanton. And what we are doing, we didn't want to land, you know, to not clog with ships the path. So guys were just jumping on the Corsair there, which you can see on the right side, but most of them did miss the Corsair, because if you jump from that height, you just stay alive, right? It doesn't bring down your health. But they were missing it, so they were just splatting on the, you know, hangar floor and they died. So this is what you see here, how they're dragging one of them who didn't nail the roof of the Corsair. So one thing what I can give you advice with how to do the actual whole recipe, you know, for Idris or for any other maybe ship which needs a lot of stuff. Don't pull down everything, you know, that would be, you know, the best case. But the problem with a lot of items is that actual like reading out, you know, how much items is in the freight elevator when you're lowering down, it takes long time. So if you overfill it, it could happen that it's not gonna even read all of them when you placing it down. So here you can see me also lowering down these RCM samples from ASD sites, right? And you need 45 of them all together, 5 of each different type. And you're gonna see me, I'm gonna try to lower this down, and it's not gonna read all of them because I put all 45 of them, right? So this is all of them there. But when I lower down, it's not gonna read everything, right? So even these things is better maybe to put half, right? And also what you see what is happening here, it says bottle. So if something is in front of these doors, it will not go down. So you see they put the bottles there. So now I need to remove all these bottles, and nobody can stand in front of the freight elevator, otherwise elevator will not go down, right? And this can also do some stupidities, you know, so it's not going to succeed. So you need to be careful when you're doing this, because you can lose all this stuff, right? So now I'm just lowering down these samples and nothing else, right? It's only samples. And then I'm gonna put like maybe 2-3 stuff combined and lowering it down. So now I'm gonna press confirm, and now you're gonna see what is going to happen, right? So from all this stuff, It's only going the samples, nothing else. But even that was too much, right? Because you can see the samples here on the right side, and you see the RGL2, RGL3, PWL2, they were not lower down. So it's hard for freight elevator to read all that. Maybe you're gonna nail some server where it's gonna work perfectly, right? And this server on which we are on, it was pretty empty. It was like, I think like 100 people only, right? So it's supposed to work good, but this is not, you know, the rule that it's going to supposed to work, you know. So you can see me now again putting these samples on the left side, and now the second time is going to work. So suggestion here is to just put half of them, right? Because these things are bigger, and it's gonna maybe do some problems for you, and you can actually lose it, because if elevator eats something from this, then you cannot finish the mission. And if you lower everything else, then it's lost if you cannot get all this stuff that same day and finish the mission, right? Because if you leave the server or your game shuts off, mission is gone, right? And you can see now it's worked, right? And now we have all this other stuff for lowering down. One more thing that I'm gonna show you is, you see the apex fangs. So this is what usually you're never going to see. So I need to, you know, make a really good shot of this, because that's very rare that you can see this sight, right? So they all fit, actually all 50 of them on the floor, right? And for these 50 of them, actually it will work, you know, to lower them down and make this part of the mission, right? So for samples didn't work, but for fangs it worked. So you can see now, yeah, so they're gone. And normally here now the last thing is Caranet. So always leave Caranet for the last, because if something gets wrong, like for example that elevator eats something before that and you cannot finish the mission, at least you're gonna save, you know, some most expensive stuff, you know, like AAA pearls, Caranite, you know, pure one, or maybe like UE medals or something like that, which is like normal Caranite is the most expensive thing, but it's not the only thing which is, you know, hard to get. So yeah, I lowered everything down, and now you see us here, we were a little bit waiting before we were gonna spawn the ship, so it's gonna, you know, read everything out like it's supposed to. Because last time we were doing a long time ago, actually, that was for Polaris, WIKELO Polaris, I couldn't spawn it instantly, you know, so I was waiting a little bit now, so guys were having some fun with fire extinguishers, and then I click, you know, on the console to spawn it. And we succeed to do that. So you're gonna see now the WIKELO IDRIS going up. And for you guys who don't know, the only thing what is different from normal IDRIS, and this IDRIS is a P version of the IDRIS, right? The cargo version, if you wanna say it like that. You just get the skin, and all the guns are attritions. So this is what you get with the ship, right? Everything else is the same like on normal IDRIS. You're just getting the actual IDRIS. And normally you don't have anything under the chin, any type of, you know, weapon like railgun or laser or torpedoes, you know. This is all kits which you need to actually buy or take from somebody else who already have it, so you can just duplicate it, right? So how I made it to grind all this is because I started normally with mining quantanium. This is the thing that I do the best, and I was grinding it sometimes per day like over 400 ACU, and because of that I could make a lot of Polaris bits, which you need also for IDRIS and Polaris, and I could, you know, trade that or sell that to players for huge amount of money, which unfortunately now goes in billions and also in trillions because of this all inflation in game. Because, you know, quantanium is the only thing which can like not like 100% compete with pure Caranite, but we can like reduce prices of Caranite, so we can do like, let's say maybe like 4 Polaris bits for 1 pure Caranite at a time, when it was going, you know, the closest to that price, but it cannot compete with Caranet, right? So, but we need something which we can sell or trade, which is not PvP oriented, and that's quantanium. Nothing else can get to that level, right, except quantanium. And this is at least for now. But we are not done here yet. So why we're not done is because I have a lots of more stuff which was leftovers from grinding for Idris. I decided to make almost all Wikelo ships that I can pull out from the Wikelo. Not completely 100% all of them, because it's some reasons why I don't want some ships, and because of some of them they need like very huge grind also. But it's gonna be like maybe over 90% of all of them, right? So I'm gonna show you that, and I'm gonna show you also what you can all fit in actual Idris. So let's show you that. So on this back side, if you can see here, I have on the right side it's the prospector, and on the left side is the misfortune, right? So left is salvage ship, right is the mining ship, and all these ships are actually can fit pretty good next to each other. I can even put the prospector on the right, more to the right, so it doesn't have to be, you know, like this. And you can see this all ships have this like similar, same pattern, similar like coloration. It's nothing different no matter which ship from Wikelo you pull out. It's like some just small changes in patterns, like you can see here. Like prospector has, this is prospector, it has this like curly patterns which Idris has also, right? And also Kruger ships have that. But fortune, right, you can see here is like it is like diamond shape or triangle shape patterns. Half of the ship and half ship is, you know, that same coloration which you have on all the ships. So they did something different, but in all in all, it's basically the very big similarities in the patterns. And here you have the Drake Golem, the mining ship, right? So him also has this type of patterns. It's just a little bit different layouts. Yeah, you can see it here on the engine, right? So they're using all these same patterns on all the Wikelo ships. So don't expect that you're gonna get something so much different, you know, or some different color. Same goes for the Ursa rover, right? This is Medivac. You also have Wikelo one. So all these vehicles and ships are Wikelo. And why I actually park it like this and not like from for front to the middle, it's because their lights are bugged. So I don't know if it's on all of them or only mine is broken, but here in front I push it to the wall because lights are always on and they're very bright, you know, so so we're not gonna see the lights. So that's why it's parked like that, right? So next ship, what we have here, it's the Terrapin Medical. It has same coloration, right? This ship was much sooner in Wikelo than, for example, Prospector, I think, or Kruger ships. But yes, you can also fit that ship inside, right? So this is all ships that they can fit. And you see it's not even taking more than half space. So this line here, what you see on the floor, this is the half of the hangar. So you can actually put two next to each other. But problem is that you see these beams, yellow beams there in front of me. So these beams are actually preventing some ships to be parked next to each other because they're taking like maybe 1-2 meters of space, right? So that's why I also put these Krugers here. This is the War Kruger, so this is all with military components, right? And you can see also on this Kruger has the same pattern. So this is a little bit dark now to see it. I'm gonna go on front, so you're gonna see the maybe here where it's the light, the patterns. So this is the same. Yeah, you can see it here, right, when you put light on. So this is the same patterns like Idris has, right? Because this is all new ships, Krugers, Idris, which are added to the Wikelo, and they decide to put that type of pattern on them, right? So it needs to be a little bit light to see all this. So this is War 1, this Kruger, so it has all military components, but this Kruger over here, it's Stealth 1. So this more light coloration, so the pattern is the same, right? You can see it here. Pattern is the same like on Idris, but it's more like white color, right? So it has this pattern all over the place. And this one, so it's a big thing about these Krugers. So the black one over there, you need to just give like 5 Wikelo favors and you can get that one. But the catch with that one is, this is that one for which you need 2nd level of reputation in Wikelo. So if you wanna get that Kruger, which is War Kruger with military components, or the Idris, so for Kruger you need to level up to 2nd level, and for Idris you need to level up to 3rd level. And what's funny is that for actual this Stealth Kruger, you don't need the reputation, but you need more stuff than for that one on 2nd level. So they actually make that for Stealth Kruger you need much more things than you need for the War 1, right, with military components, but for War 1 you need the level, right? So anyway, the grind, it's gonna be longer for both of them, which no matter which one you're gonna, you know, wanna take and pull out from Wikelo. So this is what is the thing with these two chips, unfortunately. You know, this one is not cheaper, if you wanna say it like that, because just because you can get it in 1st level of reputation. So, and one more thing, what they need to explain, what is concerned ships, which if you want to put ships in the Idris like this, advice that I can give you is that try to unlock all the ships if you can, because sometimes what is happening is that these ships start to be like, you're like losing ownership on them. You know, like let's say you put one ship here in the Idris, and then you go to some station and claim this same ship. So in this ship, which is in Idris, you cannot get in anymore because it's lost. You lost ownership on that ship, right? It's locked. So what is best thing to do on this ship is to unlock them, because sometimes when you're pulling the Idris out and ships are inside the Idris, some ships are locked, you know, and sometimes this fix itself on its own next time when you pull out the Idris with these ships. But I was having problem with Firebird. I have a Wikelo Firebird. It's not here because I could not put it in, also that ship. So that ship was locked, and also the Mantis. So if you see this one, this is the Wikelo Mantis, right? And you can see it has the same pattern in the coloration like Idris or Kruger ships. So this is more later added in Wikelo. You can see me walking now. And also what is problem with Mantis is, I don't know if it's just for me or it's for everybody, but you see this gun to which I'm approaching. So underneath gun here, which is on the right side when you're looking from co-pilot seat or pilot seat, I cannot remove this gun. So because of that, I leave all the guns default on this ship, because I cannot remove them. And I mean, I can remove Otter 3 and change it to something else, but this one is like bugged. So I don't know if this is only for me, so I get faulty ship from Wikelo, or this is happening for all people who own them from the Wikelo, right? I don't know if the normal Mantis has also this problem. So this is one thing about that. Um, the next ship is F7, right? So this is two-seater, and but with this ship, even if it's two-seater, you can shoot all the guns. And what you see here, what I put on these all fighter ships, is the Mantis Gatling guns. So these guns are actually on Firebirds. So Firebird has two of them. So this type of gun has like over 4,000 rounds, 4,500 around that, and this can just keep shooting. And I put all of them on, and this normally F7 has also size 4 under the wings, right? Also Gatlings, even bigger ones. So we're gonna try how this shoot and how this perform, but that's a lot of ballistics, you know, to spend and to just keep shooting with them, right? So on the we have the Guardian here. So Guardian normal one, right? Not the MX one. This one fits very good inside, and you can actually nicely go through the ship. But the Otter Guardian, the bigger one, has a landing gear which extends further, and I think it's thicker in his body, like higher. So it's very hard to put that one in, you know, and it's not, you know, advisable to do it. And also on this ship, if you see it here, I put the 85Bs, you know, size 5 on that ship. So this is all ballistics. So in this patch, you know, a lot of people put ballistics on because they are doing damage. And here we have Scorpius. So only thing about Scorpius is that I didn't find two button to unlock. Usually this is on the same place where you see open exterior, and I just cannot find in this ship that. So this is the only ship that I cannot unlock for everybody to use, even if they're not in the party, right? But I also put the size 3, you know, ballistics, Gatlings, and you can see them there in the back, and also on the roof. Let's see if we can see them from here side. Yeah, you can see them now. So this is 4 of them, right? But the problem is that on F7 you can shoot with all of them, even if it's two-seater, but on Scorpion you can. You need to have another person to upper ones shoot, and this is 4 of them, all together, like 8 of them size 3, right, Gatlings. So that's a lot of ammunition to shoot with that thing. And normally we have now in front last ship, and yes, you can put it also here. I'm gonna just go quickly over there. I hope I'm not gonna fall off the ship. So this is F8. So F8 you also have in 2 versions. You have the war one and the stealth one. So this is war one with military components, and also I put all how it's called, the Gatlings, right? So this is size 3 and size 2. So it's 4 size 3 and 4 size 2. So this is a lot of firepower also here, what you can have, right? So this is all the ships. Actually, I forgot some, so I'm gonna show you these ones. One moment. So here, as you see, we have Noxes. So if you wanna level up for Wikelo stuff now, for the reputation, you need to keep building these Noxes, right? Or you can do the boom tubes. So this is 2, let's say, least expensive things that you can do. But if you're gonna keep doing Noxes, you're gonna have lineup in your consoles for spawning ships of like maybe 40-50 Noxes, right? So to not have that, the best option is to keep grinding the boom tubes rocket launchers, and then combining them with Vandal metals and Vandal plates. And one more thing, guys. So this Kruger, when you get the second level and you can, you know, make this Kruger with the war one, you need for him, I think, 5 Wikelo favors, right? So when you make it, you will not get any reputation for that. So if you want to make few of them because you have favors, to have them, that's okay to do, but don't keep making them for reputation because it doesn't give any. At least it didn't give for me. So that's just advice I can give you. So not gonna be, you know, spending your Wikelo favors for nothing, right? If you wanna have multiple of these ships, then it's okay, right? Because you wanna have them. But don't do it for the reputation because it doesn't work. At least it didn't work for me. Maybe it's gonna work for you guys, but I didn't get any movement in the reputation bar to the right when I did this ship, right? So this is the advice that I can give you for this. So now we're in front of the F8. I'm gonna pull it out a little bit so you guys can see how this thing looks like, right? But it's all the same, you know, patterns, similar patterns, and this thing is just you know, also beast now with the this Gatling, you know, guns, and now you can see it how it looks like when it's out, right? You're on yellow planet with yellow things on the ship. So all the ships has the similar pattern, right? So this is something that is just how it looks like, right? It's nice to have this through the Wikelo because you know, you don't have to do contested zones to pull one out from the executive hangars if you really don't want to. Maybe you really want this pattern of the coloration of the ship. And now you can see the Idris, how Idris looks like from here. So it's a little bit like greenish, you know, because of all that pattern what Idris has, right? And you can see normally these patterns of like curly, like circles or some kinds of things. You can see it very clearly now, right? So I'm a little bit disappointed with all this coloration because, you know, I'm the car guy and I like, you know, how you wanna say that, paints, you know, let's say, you know, like paints which are like very fancy paints in the terms of candy colors, in the terms of airbrushing, you know, stuff, because I was doing that stuff in my life. And you know, like a lots of layers of clear coat. So I want, you know, to have like crazy paints on this ship. Like this is okay, but this all is like matte colors, you know. It's like wash out colors. Like I don't like this in the game. I want bright colors, colors which is gonna, you know, burn your eye when you look at it. And not this, like, you know, tactical colors and that stuff. Like we already have tactical skins for Idris, you know. You don't need one more, you know. Like we need colors on the ships. This is what I like. I mean, it's not that they're like so bad, right? But this is, you know, something that is, I'm not excited about these colors at all, you know. They're not bad, but they're not something special, unfortunately. So this is it, guys, from me. I just want to share, you know, this all what we were doing, and that I managed to get this thing, because this is my ship, like favorite ship, if you want to say it like that. Even maybe more favorite than Javelin or Kraken, because it has hangar which you can fly through. For big ship, that's for me the most important thing. And that's the most thing that I like on these bigger ships, right? Because Javelin doesn't have, you know, fly through hangar, unfortunately. Bengal is gonna probably have, I don't remember if I saw exactly, you know, some videos about it, but I know that Javelin doesn't have, right? So this is ship that I like, and unfortunately we're gonna probably lose them because of wipe, because if that ship was bind to your account, then this ship, for this ship you're gonna be able to, you know, have the name, but we don't, and probably because of that they're gonna be deleted, right, with a full wipe. So I'm gonna lose the Polaris and this Idris and all these tiny ships inside. So yeah, this is gonna be all gone. So we're gonna start again. One more thing that I want to show you is how this thing shoots with all these guns. So this is so much firepower if you put that on. And it's one more thing that because of size 2 and 3, one they're shutting off and other one are turning on. So this can constantly shoot from small guns to big guns and from big guns to small guns. So this doesn't stop. This is just crazy. The layout on this ship, you know. So it's gonna stop, I think, at some point, but not so fast, right? So this can just keep shooting. It's just crazy, you know. Ah, there we go. Now it stopped. And now we spent only, let's say, 1/5, not even 1/5 of the ammunition, right? So that's just crazy. This ship to have that, you know. We're gonna see how this is gonna perform, but I just wanted to put, you know, all the ballistics so you guys can see. But the same thing is for F7, right? And unfortunately it's not for Scorpius, but Scorpius, for Scorpius you need second person, right? But guys, it's one more thing what you need to understand about Wikelo. And this is something that I'm explaining to so many people because people just don't get it what actually Wikelo is. So Wikelo is training for you how the game is gonna work in the future when you gonna be able to build your own ships. So what it means is just train you to collect the stuff. So for your own ships, you're not gonna need it so many stuff or so expensive stuff. It's gonna be less, but you're gonna be constantly need to do that every single day if you're gonna keep losing ships. So ships needs to be built, and you need to repair them. So also people who wanna be having SRVs towing ships, they're gonna be a lot of job. Gonna have a lot of job to tow ships for other people to their places so they can repair them if you don't have your own SRV, right? This is how gameplay is gonna be, because even if you're gonna have pledged ships, the insurance is not gonna work anymore, that you're gonna just press button and you're gonna have spawning this brand new ship in 5 minutes or 10. No, because this all has connection to that, you know, death of the spaceman. So depends how much ships you have. If you wrecked all of them, now you need to start the grind again, materials and everything, to build them again, to repair them again, to be able to pay some kind of insurance. But this insurance will not be what is today, right? You're not gonna be able to just click, even if it's played ship, just because you don't wanna spend time. Nobody cares about that. Or you have time to play the game, or you don't. You know, ships are not bought for you just be clicking and having them in 5, 10, 20 minutes. That's not going to be a case in this game, and I can bet that like 100 billion% it's not going to be. So the sooner you're gonna keep accepting this it's gonna be game working like that, it's sooner, you know, it's better for you, because it will work like that. You're not gonna be able to just keep clicking and making ships, you know, or like taking ships out and just have them. That you can forget it. Before I'm gonna finish this video, I'm gonna show you what I was doing, you know, lately, like already like 2-3 times. And what I did, it was like a small WIKELO Shipshow on Daymar. So that was placed on the mining facility SCD-1 on Daymar. And you can see here now the interpret. So I also have the Wikelo interpret. And now you're gonna be able to see, you know, all these ships which were in the my Wikelo Idris. And that Idris which you see in the back is not my Idris. So behind all these ships was my Wikelo Idris and my Wikelo Polaris, but they both disappeared. So probably, you know, these mining facilities also have this like cleanup of ships, same as stations. And because of that, unfortunately, you know, I lost these ships which were also displayed behind all these you know, like let's say tier 1 ships, right, which are small fighter ships or medical ships. So all what you see here was actually inside one Idris, right, except the interpret. And on the end of this whole lineup, you're also gonna see the Saber Firebird. So I also have that ship, but till when this whole video is gonna be done, when I'm gonna post it on YouTube, I also gonna have much more Wikelo ships till then, right? So they're not gonna be displayed here, but I really wanted to show you all these ships, you know, more on the sun, if you can see it a little bit better, right? To not spend too much time, because this video is already long, but you know, it's just, you know, it's too many ships and too many things to show, all right? But it's better to see them, you know, on the light outside. And now you can see also the Krugers, right? This is the Meteor next to the right side. And there's the Ursa, right? So a lots of people actually joined to these ship shows to come to see them, and normally I unlock all the ships, right? And sometimes, you know, they take the ship, they bring it back. But the first time when I was doing it, some guys just came and just take the Idris, right? It always needs to be that one guy who needs to take it, right? You know, it's no problem, like take it, but just turn it back so other people can, you know, see it and go inside. You know, it's a lot of new players who didn't ever see this type of ships ever before, you know. So we could do like this, you know, small ship shows and show to players what they can get, you know, especially now when, you know, we are before the wipe. So now it's the opportunity to see them, and you can actually fly them, you know, and enjoy them if you really wanted to. So now you can see the actual paint of F7, right? And this is pretty fresh F7. So because if you leave the ships inside the Idris, it's the same thing if you leave the ships outside somewhere in space. So the paints are wearing off. So it doesn't matter if it's in the Idris or if it's outside somewhere. You're gonna see the, you know, the tear and wear on the paints, like, you know, there are like damaged ships, you know, what is called some paints, or it's like some dust on them, or I don't know what, but you can always see that. So no matter if it's outside or if it's inside the Idris, it's the same, like it's outside somewhere, you know. So which is a little bit weird, but you know, they make the mechanic like that. You can see now the Nox, and this is the Golem, right? And then we have the medical terrapin turtle, and there on the end you can see now the Saber Firebird, right? You can also get the how it's called, the Saber Peregrine. I didn't do that one yet. Maybe I'm gonna do it, I don't know. I need to see if I can still trade some stuff if I have left something. But I did the Firebird, right? So unfortunately I could not put Firebird and the interpret also inside the Idris. It would be too much, you know. There will be sticking outside where the ramp is, and that is just asking for disaster, right? So this is it, guys. I hope you enjoy all this show of everything, and you maybe gonna learn something from all that. And I hope that you're gonna get some of your Wikelo ships. But remember, you know, Wikelo is not here for you to grind and have big torture about that. It's just to train you, you know, to gather stuff and bring it to one spot, you know, because this is how the game is gonna work in the future. So this is all, guys. If you have any questions, just ask in the comments below. And also you can join to my Java Scrap Mining Corp Discord if you wanna join us on our adventures, especially for mining, for salvaging, you know, and that stuff. So you can always ask anything what is interesting you know, what you don't know, and we can always help you. So this video is first video in new year. I didn't make many. I was more relaxing and grinding Wikelo stuff through the holidays. So I'm gonna probably make more now and more often, but this is for now. I was talking enough. So guys, enjoy. And if you like all this, what you are seeing, please like, share this to all players, and subscribe to my channel for more content. See you next time, guys, and keep mining. Bye bye.